the Wyfold Challenge Cup. This is Lee Rowing Club that you can see. Just waiting to get their boat sorted out. They're on the Berkshire station, and then on the Buck station, Thames Rowing Club. Didn't take them long, and off they go, thrashing away from that pontoon, keeping an eye on what Thames Rowing Club are up to. And there's a very anxious look over the shoulder from stroke James Stevenson, and he will be concerned because he's seen the umpire's flag go up. He's gone far too far out into the middle of the water, and he'll be encouraged by the umpire to get back. He's having another look. James Stevenson, the stroke seat, and he is now heading back. But a bit of a meandering start, Alex, for the boat from the Buck station, Thames Rowing Club.
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, it's tricky. You see the Thames crew, they're moving across. We've seen a consistency of all the crews this morning moving across to the other station, and I think a lot of it's to do with the water flowing off the end of that island. It will just be pushing you out there, and it's very, very difficult. You know, these crews, they do not have a cox or someone steering them. They have to steer it with their foot. You know, their foot is attached to a plate that moves, and then that controls the rudder. And when you're taking those like really ferocious starts out of the block, it can be very, very difficult to concentrate. But also, the boat kind of also has the propensity to move around the most in that part of the race. But Tim, correct me, is this a replica of last year's final in this event?
Thames Rowing Club A beat Lee Rowing Club in 7 minutes and 12 seconds and by 2.5 lengths in the final of the Wyfold last year. Does that answer your question?
That answers my question. I felt like I felt like this was a bit of deja vu. So yeah, I mean Lee will. I saw Lee racing at the Met a couple of weeks ago, and I was very impressed with how they were rowing. I think Lee's done a fantastic job revitalizing their program in the last few years. There's a lot of history in the last few years, but so is Thames, and this Thames crew, I really like. I really like how they're rowing. Massive, I believe, a lot of pedigree in the boat, and they have a lovely way that they're just picking up the stroke at the front end, and really not missing very much at all. And I think they're trying to prove a point that, all right, you came with us to the final last year, you know, don't mess again.
So, still midsection of this race on the Berkshire station there, Lee Rowing Club trying to stay in contention, try and stay in touch with Thames Rowing Club. In that Thames boat that you can see at the top of the picture, it's James Stevenson. He was a stroke that I mentioned at Temple Island, was having a few nervous moments, but he's got things going nicely now. Finn Regan, Henry Lamb and Hugh Jones. Nearest to the camera, these live shots, and you can see the back of the bowman Hugh Jones there, 29 years old.
Quite a lot of pedigree here. Finn Regan won the Foley a few years ago with Windsor Boys School. Apparently went to Thames to row with his uncle.
And yesterday they took an early lead, Thames. Hit the booms at the end of the island, you might remember, but they recovered quickly and then drew right away to win comfortably. So they definitely in the thick of it yesterday, but today has been smoother for them. And Thames Rowing Club over the finish line. No hitting the boom today. They're through in the Wyfold Challenge Cup. Thames Rowing Club beating Lee Rowing Club comfortably.